Let's talk about the readiness assurance process quiz. Better late than never. This material will be on the exam. Number 3 was one that a few teams missed. In the case of either a positive or negative externality, note that I've drawn both a market with a negative externality and one with a positive externality before I started recording. Let's see which of one of these responses makes sense. The goods market price will be too low. Let's see. This is something that's got to refer to both the negative externality and the positive externality case. Notice that in a sense the market price is too low in the negative externality case. There should be less. The marginal social cost, marginal social value should be higher than it is in the market, but and you might think of a tax as bringing that about, and that'll raise the price consumers pay, and it'll lower the price that buyers receive. So that price being too low, price being too high doesn't quite fit. Fits even worse in the case of a positive externality. Notice that the marginal social value, I see, I mislabeled that. Gotta start all over. This should be the marginal social value function, that top one. The marginal social value, marginal social cost intersect to the right, at a quantity to the right, but typically we think of a subsidy as the policy to get the market to reflect that externality. And in this case, the case of a subsidy, the market price would be P1 lower than the price without the regulatory response, and the price with the subsidy would be higher. In each of these cases, the distance between the marginal private value and the marginal social value curve, that would give us the proper value of the subsidy to correct the positive externality problem, or the tax, the difference between the marginal social costs and the marginal private costs at the optimum, social optimum. That would tell you the size of the right Pigouvian tax. But the price information don't quite fit, too high or too low. Well, could make an argument for both. Not fully reflect a good social marginal cost or social marginal benefit. That's true for sure. And not equate the quantity supplied by sellers with the quantity demanded by buyers. No, that's what the market price does if we're talking a competitive market. So number C should be the correct one there. I can see how the price issue could have created some confusion, especially as we think through these diagrams here. Let's think about the coal mining one, and here the negative externality case. The drawing that I did will help us. If coal mining produces a negative externality because it leads to environmental damage, then at the market equilibrium, in the absence of regulation, we're right there, Q naught in this negative externality diagram, the price of coal will be higher than the socially optimal price. No. The quantity of coal produced will be less than the socially? No, it's more than. Supply curve will lie to the left of the regulated supply curve. No. I think it's, in this case, the marginal private costs are lower than, or we could think about that to the right of, the marginal social costs. The quantity of coal produced will be greater than the socially optimal quantity. Okay, well, there's the one that fits. So D is the answer there. So practice these cases to make sure you really understand this material.